evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself tonight is Albert and the one and only Linda. How are we doing, boys and girls?
I'm great. How are you doing, Linda?
Fine, Albert. How are you? How are you, Oxford?
I'm great.
We've gave Bridge a night off just to calm him down a wee bit, recharge your batteries so he's ready to go. But if anything breaks, he'll be with us. Don't you worry about it. How are you, Albert? All right?
I'm smashing, mate. Aye, I'm doing really well, actually. It's actually out today for a wee while, so that was good. Enjoyed the world.
How's your good self, Linda?
Yeah, I'm fine. Doing very well. Got over the shock of last week, but yeah, I'm doing fine, Ox. Nice to be on.
Did you get any takers round about the Birmingham area for your cardboard cutout?
No, it's still up for grabs. If anybody wants it, I'll leave it at the front door.
Oh dear.
You just cut the heat off it, Linda, and stick a geo heat on. That's what I would do.
Oh, Albert, the Geo one's getting ordered as soon as it becomes available.
Well, there's so much I could say there, Albert, but I'm not allowed.
It's a family show, you keep telling us. It's a family show.
Right, okay, where are we? Anything tickle your fancy today? Wonder, have you been looking at anything happening in the football world in general?
Well, a certain AGM raised a few things. And I'll let Albert come in with his wee anecdote and his anagram of AGM for a certain club.
Annual Jails meeting, that's what it is, the annual Jails meeting.
They ain't normal, that mob, are they?
Oh no. Some of them really need locked up. They really do, by the way. It's not right. They shouldn't be walking the streets, really, they shouldn't.
They're in a place where underneath the carpet's the biggest scandal in world sport. Yeah, world sport. If you look at what's happened at Yorkshire, and rightly so, and people have had, there'll be consequences. Their sponsorships pulled away. They're talking about what somebody said about somebody dying. They're talking about somebody. Oh, just unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
You never get them, but it's funny, by the way, all the questions they ask and all that, but you never actually get them asking about how is these child abuse cases coming on against us? How are we doing with this?
How does that affect us as a club? Would we have to?
Aye.
Yeah. The things that the important things to your club, yeah.
The really important things to your club.
Aye.
Never a question.
No, never happened, Albert. Never happened.
Oh, I forgot about that. Scotland, innit? Airbrushed out.
Never happened. Anyway, a club like no other. We'll leave them to go on with it, and we'll get a new manager in place who's played in the World Cup final. Won a European Cup winners' medal with Barcelona, won leagues in 3 countries, managed a team to win the league, and he wasn't in neighbours. What can I say, Linda?
And it's no Joe Mango. Well, you could argue that this guy is even better credentials, obviously, Ox, than our previous manager. Certainly on the management front, a lot more experience. And when you look at the history and how he was as a player and, as you say, his wee spell as a manager, it surprised me the number of trophies, league titles, cups. Playing in his last game, I think you covered it, was it World Cup final. Huh? You forget what an absolute star he is, Yeah.
It looks as if he's the AVV for a distance, Albert. Would have been your choice?
Well, I heard somebody saying the other day it's down to money. So, listen, It's Ross Wilson's the problem with me. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It just needs to be up front and centre with me. I'm not going to get any big contracts for somebody else. I'll talk about that later on if you want me to talk about it. But he's there. The director of football there is at a club to keep the continuity of the club, the football side of the club going. So when your man unplugged, he's selling unplugged all his crew and took them all away. As long as the next manager comes in and fits the philosophy or club or football style, that's what the director of football's there for. He's to make sure, because see right down through all the age groups, right down to the boys and the lassies, they all play the same way. They all play the same systems. So years gone by, decades gone by, when you change the manager, he used to come in and change everything. It wanted to be his style, wanted to put his stamp on it, which costs an absolute fortune. But if it doesn't work out for him, he's there for a couple of years and then he's gone. Then you're in chaos. You're in absolute chaos, you know what I mean? Because you've no continuity of style of play, you've no continuity of your football department. So that's what the director of football is there. It doesn't really matter who comes in. It's if they fit into the Rangers' philosophy of playing football. We've adopted a style of playing football, and that's it. All our teams play it. So that's what I'm looking for Ross Wilson. So Giovanni Van Bronckhorst actually looks, now I'm only saying he looks because I don't know. I've never seen Feyenoord play when he was managing them. But it sounds like his philosophy is something similar or close to the way we already play, with some tweaks. I can't remember who was on the other night saying that, just some tweaks that could make a big difference. You know what I mean? It could make a big difference to the team itself. So to that point of view, and if it's true that's his style of football, Gio fits the bill. He fits the bill. Plus, the big plus is it's no costing his money to buy him out a contract. He's willing to come. He does know the club. Too many pluses, mate. Too many pluses. If you get somebody else who doesn't play that style, doesn't know the club, is that the right guy for the job?
Listen, Linda, I think you only know if you've got the right manager in hindsight. It's very, very difficult to call when you bring somebody in the door. How it's sport. There's a lot of anomalies, and maybe a bouncy ball, a missed penalty, scored penalty, whatever, can dictate the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, I agree, and what Albert says there is spot on in terms of what I've read anyway. I haven't watched a lot of Giovanni's teams play. I mean, I think he's obviously Feyenoord, I think was his club, wasn't it? And then he was in China. But from my understanding, like you, Albert, is that he's got the same philosophy, and it would be a similar kind of a game that we would play. So it would mean that we wouldn't have to have a dramatic overhaul of the personnel. I don't think the club can afford to do that anyway in terms of the finances. But yeah, you're right, Ox. I mean, he could come in and, God forbid, if we didn't get a great result on Sunday, then he's on the back foot. But what I would say about Giovanni is he seems to be the fans' choice, and it gives him a wee bit of time to settle in. He's got a wee bit in the bank. And if we're all I think we'll all be bought into it, and it would give them time to settle in, albeit, you know, what it's like with Rangers, we're only one draw away from a crisis. But certainly in terms of how he sets up, I agree with Albert. I think it's similar to what we are doing as a club just now. So,
Albert mentioned positives. What's the positives for the support in general then, Linda? Played for the club? Does that give you an extra blue tick, does it?
It does give you the extra blue tick, playing for the club, the philosophy of the football, etc. But also as well, they do have to be talented. They do have to have a bit about them. I'm not saying they need to have a great experience in management, because we obviously took a chance on Gerrard with that. But I think they have to have ability as well, Ox. It can't all only be about association with the club.
Mm-hmm. I'm hearing that there's been an email just coming out of the store that if you get Giovanni Van Bronckhorst in the back of your street, they've got a special offer, Albert, so it must be closer.
You'll need a special offer. You'll need some size of shooters to get that name on, I'll tell you.
But it's all money to the club. $5 a letter.
I don't know. Another thing we need to understand as well. See this, that he's won trophies, and it doesn't matter any of that. That matters not a jot. It's what you do as a manager. Linda's right. It's the ability to manage a team and be successful. And you're right as well, because it's results. That's all it matters. That's all it matters. No matter who you get in, it's going to be results. So, to that point of view, he's got a bit of leeway. Like any manager, forget about the time. It's unfortunate he's actually getting landed, whoever it is, and I'll say it's Gio, but it's unfortunate he's getting landed right where he is in a semi-final and a big European tie coming up. That's just unfortunate, because if you don't win the two games, people could look on it and go, what a waste of time. But the big Scouser rat just ran away and landed us in it, so this is where we are. So I'm glad he's away and all. Anyway, just touch on that for 1 second. I'm glad he's away because I can go back to hating Liverpool. I hate Liverpool, but I tried to like them because they had. But now he's away, I'm back to hating them. I hate them. I just don't like that team at all. Don't like that club at all.
He's a guy who can swing both ways, that Albert Linder, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's got to be trusted.
Oh.
He's up singing that song for Carousel.
I tell you, but I was like, good, you big lying rat. Beat it so I can hate that Liverpool.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Let me laugh. Linda, so tick in the box, played for the club. Tick in the box, managerial experience, or is it not a requisite? Because if you look at Albert's mate and Graham Souness before that, and Walter Smith, who'd never managed as a number one when he took over for Graham, so Jock Wallace, bits and pieces, Berwick, and then understudy to Wally Waddle, didn't have a lot of experience. Is it a requisite?
It probably isn't, because as I said, we did take a chance on our previous manager who I think had done some under-18s coaching, wasn't it? But he obviously was a big personality, and Gio's got both of them. You know, he's got a bit of a reputation in terms of winning things. I know it's not the be all and end all. He has got the managerial kudos as well. As I say, Ox, it's not a sort of a prerequisite, but it obviously does help. But it's whether or not, as I said, we think he's got the ability to take the club forward. And the board and obviously Ross Wilson will have spoken to him. I think he's had talks on 2 occasions, so they'll be doing their due diligence. But I just think it feels right, and hopefully that will be the appointment.
Is it a requisite, Albert, having experience, or would you have been willing to say, if, say, Stephen Davis was hanging up his boots, would you have been willing to give him a shot, or is that just fanciful?
Well, that one, it's the other one with the requisite experience. No, it doesn't matter, but it worked with Wallace, Souness, Wallace, people like that. But you got to remember, we once upon a time, we promoted a player from within, something similar to Davis. And it didn't particularly work out too well for John. So I'm still regret that, because it's a shame. It was an absolute shame. But when you sign the top goals...
Was that circumstances because of where the club, what was happening with the stadium, etc., that maybe affected
exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly, mate. And plus, when he signed the Redford for, I think it was Dundee, he signed him for Dundee United. He was the top goal scorer in Scotland in his first game, I think. What about in his first game, we played him at left back, and I'm saying to my brother, that's just some team we're building this. The top goal scorer in Scotland's our left back. But I don't know. He had a philosophy, John Gregg, and whether it was right, whether it was wrong, I don't know. It didn't pan out for him. But whoever gets the job needs to get results. I'm not saying they ain't get results right away. I would hope they would get results right away. But they definitely need. There's not going to be a great deal of time to say, we'll wait to see what happens, because we should, with this squad of players, we should go in and win it. And that's my big concern. That's my only real concern, no matter who comes in. But his Gio is the chemistry between him and the current squad. It's got to be right. It's got to be. They've got to blend right away. That's the big concern. We can't have any rebels within the squad or petty lip brigade that.
We shouldn't have any rebels at all, mate, if I'm being honest.
Well, that's true. You know, then they can get under your bed.
You know. I like the one with the orange cream in it. What about you?
Oh, I like that one myself. I'd fight you for that one.
Don't like the coffee.
What?
I don't like the coffee one.
That's because you have enough of it all day. That's how.
That's spot on. Not you so well. A triple shot latte for me.
A triple shot. Oh dear. All right. Look, I get your point, Albert, but before I open the lines up, then I'll take that to Linda and then I'll come back to you. Does that make it important? What Albert's saying, that there's got to be a gelling and it's more a man management thing rather than a coaching thing. Does that make the backroom staff more important, Linda?
Yeah, because they're, the assistant is normally kind of the branch between the manager and the team. And also, you think about it, in the past, you never had a kind of entourage. It was maybe a manager and an assistant, but now they've got tactics coaches, fitness coaches, defence coaches. So, it's the whole shebang. But what Albert said there is something that's been concerning me as well. And I don't know how the fans, listeners feel as well, Ox, but it's how the players are going to react. And, it's maybe quite a good thing that they have actually been away, some of them on international duty, because surely they'll be coming back. They've been out of it, a lot of them. So, they might not have been caught up in things that they might have if they had been here. But I'm a wee bit not concerned. That's maybe too strong a word, but I just hope that they can just put the previous manager, behind them now. He's away, and just totally focus on the club, because it is a big season ahead for us.
Absolutely, Paul. Absolutely. It's a concern for me as well. Hopefully it all turns out. I don't know if every player's going to like him, or you don't get all players liking the manager anyway. That just doesn't happen. But you're looking for him to be professional and keep the standards up to what they've been doing. His background staff, I mean, it's a guess who he gets in. It's a total guess. But I hope we don't go down the Barry Ferguson and the what do you call him? Neil McCann route and all that carry on, because what experience do these guys go to take us on to the next level we need to get to? I mean, that's
a funny question. That's a great question you made, and I'm not going to go up my mate Bridge when I say this, but if you actually looked at that, if you said that the requisite was playing for our club, tick, experience in management, tick, experience in Scottish football, tick, winning a trophy in Scottish football, tick, and is out of work to get him easily, tick, you end up with Derek McInnes.
Exactly.
It's mental.
Yeah.
Exactly. But he's got one big black stain on him. Apart from what he says about Rangers when he was with the sheepshaggers.
What's your language, Albert? You've got a lady present, yes.
Sorry, Linda.
That's all right, Albert.
Sorry for mentioning sheep.
She gets upset when you mention lamb, you know what I mean?
His record against the pedos, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely a joke. It's a real joke. I mean, how many games did he actually play against them, and how many points did he take? I think he took about 3 points out of about 90 points or something. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So for that alone, you go, you are not the man, mate. You'll never be the man.
Aye. Yeah. But when you get down that list and you look at it, it's mental, isn't it? You think that should work, but sometimes the way you handle yourself comes back and bites you, Linda, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, Ox. And the thing about somebody like Derek McInnes as well is that it's going to be about somebody who can attract players to the club as well going forward, and that might even just be us buying in potential, like for example somebody like Joe Aribo, and whatever we think about our previous manager now, he was probably one of the main reasons why a few of the players came. And if it is Giovanni, then I think, and it's just my own opinion, I might be wrong, he is the sort of guy I think that would be able to attract some of the best players to come, obviously, that we can afford to the club. So that's a big thing for me, is being able to actually attract players.
I'm not saying for the number one position, Linda. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying for the backroom staff.
For the backroom, yeah, cool.
Listen, I think what we're going here in Rangers Radio, and I've got to take my hat off to Old School Blue and Fox, who have kindly volunteered to go over to Amsterdam, get the story direct, and then report back to us. They're going to do it together. So you've got to take your hat off to their commitment, Albert, haven't you?
Oh, you're in the heart, especially when they're walking it. Aye, go to your heart.
So fair play to all school blowing folks who want to go to Amsterdam and get the Dutch point of view in this performance. So always ahead of the game here at Rangers Radio. So well done, lads. I'm proud of you. And when we see yous, all right. Right.
I'm sure there's a few cafes they could try.
I'm sure there is. Let's get these lines open. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, yeah. I think the clouds lifted all bit. I think the initial shock. I don't think people were really surprised that the manager left, but I think they were shocked in maybe how quick it happened and how it happened. But I think that cloud's starting to lift now, and people are starting to look forward to the new guy coming in, whoever it be, or women, because I see some women were in the betting as well, Linda. And then we'll get a big game coming up on Sunday. So you go back in there. It doesn't really matter about the guy at the side of the park. That circus is gone. It's all about the centre forward, put the ball in it all bit.
Exactly, mate. He's dead. He's dead. He's gone. He's finished. Let's just put it at that. He's damaged his own reputation. I mean, nothing we say is damaged it, but he's damaged his own. So that's done. Let's move on to who we're going to get. As soon as we get that, we can actually talk about what the strategy is going to be for our team and what we think is going to happen for the future. But one of the good things that I was thinking about in Hawks, say whoever comes in, we'll say Gio, right, because it's easier just to mention a name. We'll say Gio comes in. We get through this season. Win, lose or draw, it doesn't matter. It matters. We want to win it, of course, with it. But in the future, it doesn't really matter because he could have possibly ended up with 20, 30, 40, 50 million pounds to spend next summer. You know what I mean? So you're looking at it and going, it's a win-win situation for Rangers at the moment, providing they get the right guy in and it works. You know what I mean? So that's the only bit. It's a bit iffy, and that's with any manager. You can't get it. There's no guarantees with any manager, as you've just pointed out. But come next summer, if you start selling these players that don't want to be there, you probably could have a war chest of about 20, 30, 40, possibly even 50 million pounds to spend to build a team. So I'm not really concerned about your man leaving. He's gone, and good riddance to him. He told two lies that annoyed me, but apart from that, I don't really care who went. It didn't bother me that, not in the slightest.
No, we're hanging on to your every word. I would tell you, I'll say that's plenty, guys, and you take that in. Yeah, I never said that, did I? You know, it's a subtle one, Linda. It's a subtle one.
Yes.
Usually floors me.
You're getting mixed up with Mrs. Albert.
Oh, I don't cross her. I know the score, mate. I pick my battles on who I'm fighting. I don't fight with her. No way. Too many doings after her. She's got some left hook.
That woman is a saint amongst women. She is a saint.
Oh, I know. I worship the grunt that's come to her.
She's a saint. Every medal she gets, she deserves. Right. Okay, Linda. You're Douglas Park. You've got to John Bennett. You've got to rubber stamp the deal. You're getting fed back. Who's your choice, Linda? Come on.
Well, as I say, in terms of who's been mentioned and who's in the frame, as I said, it's Gio for me all day long. I mean, just a wee quick thing about our previous manager. It is all well said. I think we're all getting over that and looking forward. But it was a bit of a shock on Thursday, Ox, because when I opened my phone, the first image I saw was him with that Villa top, and let's just say I better not tell you what I said.
I can't believe you used the words. Can you believe that, Albert?
No. Come on, Linda. Behave yourself. Get a grip.
I know. I know we'd been talking about it, but it was just the swiftness of it and how it was done. And but as the day progressed, talking to people, talking to family, we started to look forward very quickly. But it is, as Albert says, there's a couple of wee things how, in terms of that whole thing, that will maybe take me a lot longer to go over and forget. But it is looking to the future now. So, sorry, going back to the question. It's Gio for
Linda,
me.
it was the two blatant lies, wasn't it? It was the two blatant lies. That's what annoyed me really a lot. Just don't lie to us. Don't lie to us. Like, we didn't deserve that. The one he done to the Emma Dodds, that was ridiculous. He should actually phone that lass up and apologise to her. He really should. If he was any kind of man, he would. And the other one about, it was Wednesday. I knew about it. And Thursdays he's done that. No, that's just a blatant lie. There's no wearing that one. He's not expecting us to wear that. Come on, no.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
The problem he's got all bear with that is that people will be disappointed in certain people will just never let it go, and everything he says they will dissect. But people like us will move on because it's gone. I loved having him at our club, but there's nothing you can do about it, so you move on. And Gio's a choice for you, Linda. Who's your backroom staff, Mr. Park?
Well, I don't actually have a sort of main choice. I did think it would maybe be good to have somebody with some background of the club again, maybe some knowledge of Scottish football. But I take Albert's point about perhaps, I don't think Ferguson, I'd heard that he's been totally ruled out. It's definitely not him. So I wouldn't be adverse to somebody like McCann or Kevin Thompson, but I do think Gio will have his own man he wants to bring up.
All right, I'll cut across. Joined by Robert. Evening, Robert.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
All right, mate, your good self.
Yeah, very well.
Yeah.
I talked to you before. I was living in Canada, right?
Right, okay.
Yeah, but I'm in Scotland right now, and I'm listening to your show.
Have you got the show on in the background, mate? We can hear it feeding through. Can you turn it off, please?
Yeah, okay. I'm not very good at... Give me a second.
No bother, mate. Turn it off. We don't like talking to ourselves.
Well, I'm trying to.
Just hit it with a hammer, mate. That idiot's talking.
Huh?
Oh.
How's that?
That's better. Right, the floor's yours. What's on your mind, Rob?
Well, I know. I just heard one of you guys mention about Neil McCann.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been around them Rangers through and through. Right. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I was born in the 50s. But I think Neil McCann could be a good number three. Like Beale. You know how Beale, he was the guy behind Gerrard, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I in the last few years here, I've been watching Neil McCann when he's doing a commentary, and he's quite knowledgeable.
All right, I'll go in. Albert with that one, Albert.
I can see your point, Robert. He's knowledgeable, but being a pundit and being somebody who's useful within the club system is two different things, and I don't know what he brings to the party, basically. Apart from a bit of analysing, going to look at away games and analysing the teams that we're going to play. Apart from that, and you can do that on a part-time basis, but apart from that, I mean, every one of Gerrard's backroom staff had a specific job today, and they were all particularly good at. Beale was particularly good at his job. McAllister was the go-between between the dressing room and the manager. Coleshaw was the free kick and the corner kicks and all that. So they all had their particular job, and you had your fitness coaches and blah blah blah. My mind too many actually, but there you go. But I don't see what McCann brings. I don't see what special talent McCann's got for that sort of thing, because you really need everybody to pull their weight. You know what I mean? You need to know what they're doing here.
Yeah, like I'm all for Gio. I think he'd be the best man for the job. Like when I heard his name mentioned, like I was doing handstands if I could.
Not bad, born in the 50s and doing handstands.
But even Lampard, he'd be a good man as well.
Aye, Christine would enjoy the gig. Linda?
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. I think we would be constantly asking if he wants to go back down the road, because I think he's got a young family as well. So I'm not so sure about Lampard, but if it was him, we would just have to get behind him, as we will with any new manager. But I'm with you, Robert. I've already said that to Ox. I mean, Gio just seems to fit the bill. But as we rightly said there, they do have to still have ability, and that would apply to the number 2 and whatever other coaches he brings in. They've got to bring something to the party. But I do suspect that if it is Gio, he'll already have identified who he wants his backroom staff to be, and it could be that's potentially what's holding it up.
That's why I kind of understand what you're saying, because that's what I was thinking myself. Or from what I've been reading anyway, I just know what people have been saying, right? But some nice, good points that you just made there. But one thing that always bothers me about Gerrard is he never brought his wife. Like, his wife always stayed down there. So, like when you sit back and you think about it, you know he wasn't going to stay forever.
Yeah, but that seems to be a modern trend, bizarrely. Like, I know it didn't work out for him, but Mourinho stayed in a hotel when he went to Old Trafford, all better.
Yeah.
Aye, it adds pressure to the whole situation, you know what I mean? But you got to respect their families. If they don't want to move and don't want to upset the kids and don't want to leave a house that they particularly like and they've took a while to build and furnish, and there's a lot of things and families round about them, and you can understand it, you know what I mean? Because I don't think I would like to do that. I mean, their family's not working for the club. They're just going to go up there and live and try and make a new life.
I'd be quite happy if you get a job somewhere else and had to move 5 days a week.
Aye, I think she would drive me.
Yeah, I'll see you twice a month. I'd like to meet you guys one day. You know what I've done? I went and I lived in Canada for 50 years.
Right.
I started up quite a few Rangers clubs, and some of them are still going. And anyway, the wife doesn't want anything to do with me, so I moved back to Scotland so I can follow Rangers now.
All right, brilliant.
So
whereabouts are you staying at the moment?
Actually, I was staying at my niece's place in Cumbernauld, but I'm still doing a wee bit of work. Otherwise, I get too bored. So I'm in East Ayrshire.
All right, East Ayrshire. Right, okay. All right, it's quite a big area to cover, isn't it?
Well, I mean, Cumnock.
All right, okay.
All right.
You'll not be short of the Rangers supporters doing that part of the world, all better, will you?
Yeah, I ran into a few.
See, that's where you were. I've seen you say, "Where are you staying?" I thought you were going to say, "Robert, under a bridge." You said you got a house.
Well, I felt like that when I got here.
Aye. All right, Robert. Sunday's game's coming up. League Cup semi-final. Is it a big deal for you?
Oh, it's the most important game of the season so far. I'd also like to say that I had a feeling that something was going on with Gerrard, because I don't think the team has been performing to the standards that they're capable of. So I was actually feeling that maybe there was I don't know, just like they were firing. It's just that they weren't keeping it up. So I was thinking that maybe that something was going on, and so obviously I was right.
I would struggle to argue with that after what I said a couple of weeks live on the show, Linda, when I looked at every match, remember?
Yeah, that's a lot of chatting about the fact that we were kind of trying to find reasons, Robert, as to why we hadn't started the season very well. We weren't firing all cylinders. We spoke about perhaps it was to do with the squad rotation, people being in and out of the team, injuries, etc. But when you look back even at some of his pressers he was doing, he didn't seem to have the same fire, or he didn't seem to be overly upset about how it had started. And I know that could just have been lip service for the actual media, But I do think when you look back in hindsight, Ox always talks, it's a wonderful thing. There definitely was something there, and he's probably felt that he wanted out for weeks.
Yeah. I think the biggest player we missed the most is Ryan Jack.
Hello.
Huh? Sorry?
I don't disagree with you there, mate. At times that Ryan Jack's missed it. There's pieces on the whole jigsaw that we miss. I think we've been joined by old Davy, but I think he's got the show on. Davy, can you turn the show off? Somebody's got it on.
I've not got it on.
All right, okay, mate. It might be still Robert.
I don't have to get it on.
Right, okay. It's no Hampton, you're the youngest on the show, Albert, but how are you, Davy, all right?
I'm fine, mate. I would just like to say that what Linda was making a comment on, I think she was spot on about, I think what we've got to really be worried about is who turns up here the next two games. Because these two games are massive. And if they don't give their lot and we get turned over, what kind of reaction I think it will be? I mean, if they don't like Gerard now, it will be like after that.
Well, I think the thing about it, Albert made the point that I think the managers, he'll get a bit of time, come what may, Albert.
Aye, there'll be a breathing space. Let me know for the team and some of the players, but for the manager, there'll definitely be breathing space. I mean, don't get me wrong, for Sunday's game, I'm reasonably confident because we started playing well. The last two league games, Motherwell and Ross County, we played really well and really enjoyed the games. So I've no fear if Ox is saying if we turn up, we win. It's as simple as that. So I'm very confident the team will turn up and win because, but put it this way, a lot of the players need to understand that he's going to be the man. They're playing for their jobs as well. You know what I mean? Forget what promises that might have been made to them in the QT. They've still got to play for their position and they've got to play for their futures. So people like Tavernier, Arfield, Davis, McGregor, all these players, Balogun, they've all got to, Barisic, Bassey, but especially Bassey, I would imagine, they've all got to play and prove that the players still to remain at the club, maybe even get wee extensions to their contract. So I've no fear. I've no fear if we turn up, and I fully expect us to turn up on Sunday, and if we do, I don't see any problem whatsoever.
Linda?
Yeah, I agree with you, Albert. I'm hoping that they're going to have the bit between their teeth for Sunday. It's a chance to get to a cup final. You know, a lot of these players, I don't know what they're before they came to Rangers, but we haven't won a cup. You know, and what a start it would be as well for if the new manager's in. If he's not, then, you know, we're just going to have to deal with it. But certainly, like, a lot of them have they've been in an international break. They should be really raring to go. Yes, some of them have been away playing for their country. It would have been a shock for them, or maybe, I don't know how much of a shock, the fact that he's gone. So I'm hoping that they do have the bit between their teeth, albeit it's one of the things I have been a wee bit concerned about, but I'm hoping that they'll go out and they'll really, you know, put on a show, because as Albert says, we have started to play better.
Aye, definitely. There's been signs. There's been some blue shoots of improvement. No saying we're firing on all cylinders, Davy, but there's been blue shoots. So it's up to the players.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think the thing we're all forgetting here is if we don't have a manager in place on Sunday and that game's not going our way, who changes the tactics? Who coaches them for the side? I'm more worried about these things.
Mm-hmm.
The fall.
That's a piece there if they make him.
He's part of the background staff.
I know that. Yeah. But what I think, Ox, I think we should really, I feel tomorrow we'll get some result regarding naming the manager. I know a lot of people are saying they're not in a hurry.
Do you know something, David? Do you know something you're not sharing with us?
No, that's your point. That's your one. You keep that up your sleeve. No, I'm just being realistic here.
I thought you had something you'd want to share with us. I would never hold anything back for the show.
No, that I'm only kidding. But what I'm saying is, if just for what I want to see tomorrow, I know everybody's got their own suggestions of who they want and who they don't want. But as far as when I've been speaking, I want Gio Vanneburn Broadcast. So if they get him on board tomorrow, he doesn't necessarily need to be there to take the team out because it's too short a period. But see, even if they can get his presence at that game with what they intend to put out as a coaching, i.e. The wee man and a couple of others, but I'm just worried about how they're going to. If the game's not running their way, who directs the strategy?
We're still getting feedback for you. Roy,
no, me.
Yeah, no, you, Davey. Robert, we're getting feedback for you, mate. Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm sitting here in the dark.
Okay.
You'll need to pay your electricity bill.
Turn the light on.
No, I was always taught to shut the lights off when you don't need them.
You need to pay your lecky bill.
Oh dear.
I love this banter. It's just fantastic.
Right, gents, we're getting a couple of callers coming in. Last word for your good self, Robert.
Yeah, nice talking to you. I'll get back to you again.
No problem, mate. You look after yourself and best of luck for your move, yeah?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Yeah, talk to you. Thanks. Bye.
Take it easy. Aye, nice. I'm trying to remember Robert phoning in from Canada. It'll come to me. But good to hear from him. I get your point, Davey, but I think when the game starts, and I don't know if Albert thinks the same, I think managers are important in a football club for what they do. They pick the team, they do the strategy. But when the whistle goes, it's all about players. Albert?
Exactly. It will be Tavernier Golson on the park. They'll make the decisions on the park, no doubt about that. And it'll probably be Defoe, Tav and Golson that will pick the team. They've got who's the big... Mulholland. Who's the other guys for him? I know Gilmour's one and Stewart's one, but the other guy, who's the other guy?
David McCallum.
McCallum. So he'll have input.
Some people call him the Invisible Man, but I don't know what they're getting at.
Man for uncle. Great escape, Tom, Dick and Harry. Anyways, so they'll pick a team. If it's gone pear-shaped, no, I mean, I dare say that they'll have a strategy for that as well. No, I mean, I think Lumsden will try to influence a lot because he looks like one of the guys just wants to be the leader. But I dare say it'll be Tab and Golston, and Lee Defoe will have a lot to say about it as well. But hey, I don't see any of that's been a problem. I really don't. The biggest problem they're going to get is who's going to start. That's the big problem.
Okay, Albert's in charge then. What's the team?
The team I would put is the team that I was going to say, the Ross County team. I'd put that team in.
Okay, so that's McGregor, Tav, Golson, Balogun, Bassey. Lundstrom? No, never.
Aye. Aribo, Lundstrom, and Bacuna. Aye, that's right, Bacuna. And up front was Haji, Sakala, and
who?
What would you call him? Sakala. Sakala, did I call him? Sakala. That's it, Parkin. Steady now. I need to swear at me now, come on. Brilliant. Because they did, in my opinion, they really did play well. They did play well.
Using that argument, would you not play the same team as you played against Motherwell then, Linda?
I'm trying to remember who that was. No, it's a good point. I would agree with Albert in the fact that I would maybe give that the same team a start. The only change I would maybe make would be Stephen Davis, but then he did play 2 games, Ox, didn't he, in terms of for Northern Ireland there. So I wouldn't be adverse to that team that Allbear's named being given another chance. Yeah.
You got to remember that Motherwell team get beat, or did he get beat? They drew with Bromley.
Yeah. Didn't play that well either, did they?
Didn't play that well, no. So
No.
I think the Ross County team done enough on that day to show that this looks quite exciting. I know Hibs are a different standard to Ross County, are a wee bit better than Ross County, but still, I still like the way that team played.
I get your commentary, I understand it. You like Bacuna, didn't you?
I've still not seen enough of him, but the boy's a player. It's his attitude and his application. That's all you need to worry about with that boy. If you can get his feet straight and keep him focused on the games, he is a player. There's no doubt about it. The boy's a player. But he's not at the Premier League or doing the Championship, doing in the land of milk and honey, because of his attitude. That's why we've got him. But if you can sort him out, and get his feet right, the boy is a player.
Thoughts, Linda?
Yeah, I think you're right. There is a player in there, and as Albert said, the reason we've got him is because maybe his attitude wasn't, always the best at his previous club. The other player we've not got in the team is Kamara. So it's going to probably be about when they all report back from international duty. I did read that Kamar Roof has picked up an injury, but I don't know if there's a lot of truth in that. Is that right, Ox?
I've read it myself.
Aye.
He's been on the fringes, isn't he, Roof?
Yeah. He's not started the last couple of games, hasn't he? Not.
No. What's your thoughts on him, Davy?
Well, I would agree with what Linda was saying about Davis. I think stick him in there right away would be a wee bit, because the guy's he's outstanding. But I would rather have him on the bench to start with, because if anybody's going to need any advice or a wee bit of encouragement, he's the one man that can give that. And I've said about showing how a bit concerned regarding who's taking over. I mean, who makes the substitutions? Obviously the guy that's there, but that's some decisions to make, to sub somebody. You've only been in charge of them for 4 days, 5 days. Big decisions.
Aye, but I mean, hopefully there are no big decisions, mate, and we're 3-0 up. Albert?
That's what you're looking for, man. You're looking for all these decisions not to be there. So if they are there, they're there. No, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. But if we do our jobs right, and the players all do their jobs right, these decisions won't be there. For Davis, just talking about Davis, I mean, I like the guy. I mean, liked the guy since the day he walked in here. He looks great wee player. But what I feel now is all we're doing is keeping him fit for the island. That's what I feel we're doing now for that. And I'm not happy with that. So I think that wee guy needs to make a decision quite soon. It's either Ireland or Rangers, but you can't have both.
I think you better pick your words. I think you better pick your words wisely there. You'll be getting a lot of phone calls. He doesn't play for Ireland, mate.
Well, Northern Ireland. Sorry, Northern Ireland. Sorry, guys out there. Yeah. Northern Ireland. Yeah. That was a schoolboy era with me there.
Yes.
Don't you worry. I will punish myself later on for that.
Yes, I bet
you. Put my tongue into the.
I don't know if I agree with that, Albert, because I'm going to tell you why. Yeah. Have you looked at the number of games that Stephen Davis has played for us in the last 18 months, Linda?
Yeah, I know he has. He's been one of our star performers. Seems to be keeping them ticking over. But I know where you're coming from with that, Albert, because I was thinking the same about Kamar Roof. I mean, the amount of travelling he's doing to play for Jamaica, and he's not got a great track record in terms of injuries. I think he is only 28, whereas Davis seems to just been going on forever. But I did read that he's going to make a decision, obviously over the next wee while about his international career. But no, he has been one of our top performers, Ox, hasn't he?
He's been in the start of last season, Albert, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's been involved in 67 games.
Yeah.
But that's the point I'm making. This year, he's not been playing as much for us.
You're saying something that's no true, mate. He's been involved in 10 league games. He's been involved in 8 European ties. He's not been involved in the League Cup. He's took part in 18 games for us so far this season. 16 starts and two substitution appearances.
Aye, and his form's dipped in some of them. So
he gave an absolute masterclass against Motherwell. It was the best performance we've seen for any Rangers player this season.
Aye. He's still not been playing well in other games. He's played well in one game.
The whole team's not.
I know the whole team. I'm not blaming. I'm definitely not blaming Steve Davis for the way we've been performing. It's not his fault. But I just feel like other players as well. We're just keeping.
I supported you, but Stephen Davis, I'm not having it.
Aye, well, yeah, because you don't like Hadji, you like Davis. No, I mean, but anyway. I feel that international football, we're just keeping players fit for the way they talk about our players. Patterson's not playing enough. He needs to get more game. It's like they're ordering you today, you know what I mean? And it's, I don't get all this. I can't go international football. So Rangers first for me. If you play for Rangers, that's your first priority. And I don't think it is with some of the players now, like Linda says, like Roof, and I think they're all looking at international, and the big Scouser was international crazy and all. I never go to all that carry on, but still, but my point is Rangers first. That's what you all should be concentrating, Rangers first, and play well for Rangers.
I get your point, but I think I like to see people do well, but you don't want them to go away and come back injured. But there's two sides to the coin. I get where Albert's coming from. I don't like the international breaks. I don't know how you solve that one, Linda. But
there just seems to have been so many of them over the last 3 years, and it's the fact that they're away 2 weeks at a time, and sometimes playing 2 or 3 games in a 2 week period. Ox, it didn't feel like that in the past. And we just seem to have picked up injuries more so this season when they've been away in international break than maybe the last couple of years. But it is a bit of a pain. But it also, if they're playing for their country, it also increases potential value in terms of, our sort of assets for the club. So you can see both sides. But there are a couple of players there, as I said, that probably need to think about how international football affects their club form and their ability to play for their club. And maybe that's just something they need to look at,
Yeah, I can understand where Albert's coming from, because he's no spring chicken, Davy, is he? Stephen Davis.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen him. Well, I'm 72 anyway. I think I'm younger, a bit older than him. I don't think Albert's the same. He doesn't sound it, as you say to me. He don't sound that age, but he doesn't sound old anyway.
There's a reason. But put it this way: if you were on the show and Albert was on, we'd be calling you Young
Me? Don't believe that.
No, Davey, I've got a body of 24 and a face of 80, so think it that way.
Do you know what I'd like to ask you regarding, we're talking about the international players there. Now, I think it's a great sign that we've got international players gone away. Okay, it doesn't suit us to come to get nobbled, but see, even if you just go back 3 to 4 years, we had no international players playing for Rangers. That's where we were. And I think we've come on leaps and bounds, whether it's different countries or no, and Scottish players, Irish players as well, Northern Irish players as well.
It's not that long ago that we were playing in the Petrofac Cup when the international break was on, Linda.
Spot on, Davy. I know, Ox. and I think there was something like 10 players away playing for the main international teams there, and we had all the young boys away playing in under 21 football and under 18s. So you're right, Davy, where we are now to where we were 3-4 years ago, it's like night and day.
Oh, it is. Definitely. Bring back the Patriotic Cup, that's what I say.
Did we even win that?
Happy days. But listen, look, I get your point about maybe the guys that's mature in age playing international football, and 6 weeks later managers will be saying they're playing too many games. It doesn't really add up, does it? Albert.
I want Louis Davis. He's that important player that I want every ounce of energy the boys get left to be put into Rangers. That's the way I'm looking at it. I know it's selfish. I know it's this, that, or the next thing. But I'm a Rangers supporter. We all pay our season tickets. We plough money into the club. We deserve to get the best out of the players. If they've any energy left, we want it. And that's why I'm saying I feel if we're just keeping them fit for I'm going to say it, Northern Ireland. Sorry, guys, Northern Ireland team. And by the way, the Northern Ireland team and all the supporters love the wee man, and he plays brilliant for them, and great, and they've done well. All right, they didn't get qualified, did they?
No, but it's a great result. That was some. I mean, you thought you were picking
that was
up
a fantastic result. That was a fantastic result.
In fact, it made Stoke Tickle if he qualified. Unbelievable.
Aye. But and that Italy are a good team, by the way. I'm not saying Northern Ireland not a good team, but that Italy are a superb team. I don't think Scotland would have done that against them. But anyway, I don't. International football is just a waste of time to me. Anyway, I can't go. I really can't go. If it was a British team, that's a different kettle of fish. I would support that, but no this nations nonsense. I can't go this.
Especially when the boo God save the Queen. That's their anthem as well. So why do they boo it? Oh, that's Scotland. No, I've no time for them.
I want a United Kingdom team. That's what I want.
That wasn't the case in the 60s. I can tell you that.
You're right, mate. You're right. So my granda told me, but we'll stick with that.
Okay, son. Well, you're good at sticking them in. You can stick them in, Oxy boy. You just slip them in there, nice and quiet.
The first person to say that to me, David, but that's another show on its own,
Oh, right, come on. Tidy that up.
Yeah, awful Ox.
You've got a bad mind, Albert. Bad mind. Right, okay. We'll move on for the manager, and we'll talk about Verso, the League Cup. I know Davy's mentioned it quickly, but I want to get your two kind people's thoughts and any callers. Are you caring about the League Cup? Is it part of a treble? Or in your priorities, is it number 4? Just people's thoughts on the whole thing. All right, so I suggest we get ourselves in mute and we have a tune, and then we'll come back with the questions. Is that all right with you, Linda?
It's perfect, Ox.
Are you happy with that, David? You are set up for the natural break?
Aye, well, I gave a better one song than you gave us the other night, man. That was minging.
By the way, David, just for the record, mate, the tunes are absolutely nothing to do with me.
That's not what I've read.
I can assure you that I'm only front of house. That's all I get. I'm the lowest paid that we've got, and then the technical boys earn the big bucks. They're in charge of the tunes.
You do a marvellous job, son. You do a marvellous job. You're good at it.
I've got the sparkly boy coming already.
Get us a tune
for a dance here.
All right, okay, Mrs. Albert ready. Okay, let's have a tune for our Fox.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, was that a military two-step for you, old bear?
Oh, I mean, up and down the hall there, military two-step with our sparkly tops on.
All right.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for that one, Ox. 10 out of 10.
There you go. That was a quite a dirty day for me. I can't. I'll take the sherry. I'm not taking the sherry.
Well, whoever it was, they're step in the right direction.
All right, okay. Listen, just an update on the staunch dog contest. Unfortunately, Frank the dog was a bit ill. Wee Fergie must have been getting to him, but Frank's stepfather has come back and said that Wee Fergie's real name is Fergus after his father, Mr. McCann. So there you are. It's all breaking out in the dog world. And the staunch dogs. Yes, so, right, okay, where were we? Right, the League Cup.
League Cup.
Where is it? Where is it in your priorities? Davey, I had any questions on here. No, you, right? All right?
You said that. You said where were we? I said the League Cup. I was only helping you.
Prompting him, Davey. You're prompting him.
Thank you, Albert. Thank you.
If you don't know where you're in trouble. Especially when you get to my age.
Oh, you keep mentioning that. I think you're at it. Go on, Linda. League Cup, where is it?
1949. Oh, with me with the League Cup.
Your name, I don't want to upset you, but your name's no Linda.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you say that.
My apologies. The weekend, but carry on.
My apologies.
Linda.
As Bridge would say, it's the biggest game of the season, the next one. It's probably fourth in terms of the priority list. But see, really, Ox, I want to win a domestic cup. I know the European run's more important in terms of the finance it brings in to the club, but I would like us to get to the final and win that League Cup. And I think Sunday's game would be good for momentum as well.
If we win the League Cup and you get Giovanni Van Bronckhorst in the back of your tap, Castoro will make more money off of Castoro in my day in Europe.
That's a good point.
Okay. Where is it for you, Albert? I know I get Bridges, it's the next game, it's the most important. And he's right, that's professional football, any football really. But where would you say the priorities are? Say for the board, Albert.
It's definitely fourth. There's no doubt about it. It's no important for a financial point of view. It's not even important for a prestige point of view, but it's the next game. So you want to win the next game. It's the next competition. It's the competition we're in, and it's the next game in that competition. So you want to win it. That's as simple as that, mate. Rangers, you just go to win it. But picking and choosing games to win and lose and draw, well, that's just not on it. That's just fantasy stuff. So realistically, it's the next game. It's the next competition. Let's get it done. Let's get the job done. That's as far as I'm concerned, mate.
Mm-hmm. Does it become any more important for you, David, the fact that potentially on Saturday we'll know that we'll play St Johnstone in the final and we want to get revenge?
Well, it could, but I mean, when we're talking about priorities here, this Sunday's massive for us. After what we went through the ringer there the last 4 or 5 days, this means, I know that everybody's putting in 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. This one's number one for me. It's got to be, because for the morale, for the spirit, for the fans, for everybody's, I don't care what anybody says, we're all doing it now. And that would be the tonic we need to go on to get into a final, whether it's against the Mankey Mob or no, or St George. I don't care. We need to win on Sunday.
I think you're right about Sunday. We need to win, but I don't think the support's doing it. I think Linda, we were shocked, and now people went, maybe that's how it's been stales for the last 3 or 4 months, and this gives us a chance to kick on.
You're
Linda,
right, it's spot on.
David, your name's David. D-A-E-V-I-D. Linda, L-I-N-D-A. All right, there's a difference. Same letters, I know, similar, but yeah.
I think there was a mixture of reaction, wasn't there? Last week and since, some people were down, some people disappointed, angry, shocked. And I think, as I said earlier, it was just maybe the swiftness of how it all happened. But no, I see where Davey's coming from in terms of it would have given us a lift anyway. Even if he was still here, we would have wanted to win on Sunday, because I think we all agree that we've probably not been playing as well as we would have hoped. But getting to a final, 4 points clear in the league, still got a great chance in Europe. It's not been a bad season.
Yeah.
It's the football we've played, and Albert touched on it early on when we talked about Stephen Davis quickly, but we've had fits and starts, but we've turned the corner, then we go back round the corner. We haven't been great to watch this season, let's be honest, Albert, so hopefully this can kick us on.
Of course, I mean, we haven't been good, and I think that's one of the reasons that he wanted to do it, him and Beale, because Beale was biting back at the supporters when they were not happy the way we were playing, and he was on about 1 game in 50 and all that. We've lost 1 game in 50, and I know what he's saying, but I don't think they could handle the criticism. I think that was annoying them. They're getting, we've lost 1 game in 50 and we're getting criticised. So I think that was one of the reasons in the back of their mind. They went, we're out here, we can't satisfy this support. You can't play in the football you were playing, because it was crap. It was crap. And then we were going away with 8 games with luck more times than not. It wasn't a good football. We were holding teams, and they were defending well against teams and they couldn't score against us. It was something that was just down to pure luck. And we all see the writing on the wall, because we've all followed Rangers for years, and we all know the signs when, if you don't arrest this and get it sorted anew, it just keeps going and then disintegrates into total chaos, and the season just falls apart. So that's where we were. He couldn't understand that. So we weren't playing well, you're right, and we turned a couple of, we thought we'd turned the corner, but I definitely think we've turned the corner now, because that's back-to-back league games that have been good. All right, the Bromby game was not special, but the league games were. The league form seems to be picking up again. So I'm fully confident. We've turned the corner. It's just the chemistry with the new manager that's a concern for me.
The new manager bounce, Davey, if he comes in the door for the League Cup, gets us in the final, hopefully gets a result next Thursday, everything becomes rosy in the garden again, doesn't it?
Well, that's the only way. That's the only way positive we can look at. We can't go the opposite. And just to ask Albert what he was talking about tactics and all that, and people talking about them. What are they going to do if they get relegated? Aston Villa get relegated this year. Well, what are they going to do?
If who gets relegated?
You're not supposed to talk at me. You're like chasing me up.
You've not worked this show at all. I can do whatever I like.
I know, but I mean,
he's got his hands in the controls there.
I know, but do you understand what I'm talking about? If they can't take criticism, what are they going to do? And I think they two, or all the ones he's taken away, they'll get fun out in that Premier League. I'll back my dosh on that one.
Right. But come back to us, Linda. If we win on Sundays, we'll use tick in the box analogies. You've got a cup final coming. You're then got a massive game in Thursday. Everything's moving on, and the season's starting to bubble lovely if you get a result on Thursday.
Yeah, definitely, Ox, and I think that's one of the reasons, obviously, why it's a must-win game for us on Sunday as well. Because if you think about it, if we get the new manager in, we win on Sunday. Imagine what the atmosphere is going to be next Thursday. Because this Sparta, we owe them a win. They didn't face the real Rangers when we played them away, because as we've said on numerous occasions, if we had the form of last year, we would definitely have beaten them. So if we win on Sunday, we're then into a massive game on the Thursday. The atmosphere at the stadium is going to be amazing. So that, as I said earlier, it's momentum, and you carry that into your next game. But the season will just bubble in nicely, yes.
Definitely.
Go on then, Davy boy. Go on then. Carry on.
No, I've listened to Linda for a bit, most of the night, and everything, and the other young guy. I agree with certain things. I know, but everybody's going to be like that. But she's very astute in her remarks about what she's talking about, because she makes sense.
That's a first.
I've got to say, David, you're a gentleman. Just like myself, so I'll bear myself and you.
I know.
Well, okay. Don't call me old bear anymore. Call me young bear. Davy said I'm young.
Just as a matter of interest, how old are you?
65.
65. I'll give you about 7-8 years.
Aye. I'm not counting all the years. I'm just counting the ones I like.
Very good. That's good. That's good. No, but I still think come Sunday, this game, you can't put it into whether you would take it first, second, third, or fourth. This game's massive for our morale.
I understand, but you lose the League Cup, you go to Europe. Well, you don't go to Europe on Thursday, we can't. But I'm saying we go through in Europe, maybe knowing that we go into whatever competition we stay in Europe, and it peters out, and we win the league. It's happy days. It's bizarre where we are, all better, but we want more than just the league. We want to compete, but we're trying to say sensibly what the priorities are.
Aye, but if Gio gets the job and he gets it, put it this way, he gets it before Sunday, Davey. Think of it this way. If I was him, the thing I'd be saying to the players, look, we've got this game on Sunday, we've got the game on Thursday, you'll need to pull me through this, because I'm not going to come in here and try and tell you I know everything about you and how you've done this. So I'm looking for you to pull me through this, to get us through the other side, to give us time to settle and get to know each other. And that is a wee tool for him to give the squad responsibility to pull us through 2 games, to see what he's got in his hands, to see who he can trust, who he can't trust, to see who wants him there and who doesn't want him. I'd be using that as a wee test, know what I mean? And that's the way I would play that. That's the way I would play that.
Definitely. Agree with you totally.
I think when he comes in, it's not about tactics and about you do this and you go in the front post, you go in the back post. They've been drilled enough, but it's not as if we'll get that many new players. What have we got? Lundstrom, it's new into the group this season. London, it's no. They've all been playing pretty much a lot of the same players for maybe 3 years, roughly,
Yeah, and as Albert said at the start of the show, in terms of, if it is Gio, his philosophy, it's similar. There shouldn't be very many. He wouldn't make any major tactical changes anyway. It's more a case of just deciding what the team's going to be. And I think he would be listening to probably the main guys that we mentioned earlier on. I mean, Jermaine Defoe is going to probably play a big part. He's the one that's been around the first team, for the most time.
Does he pick himself, Linda?
I was just thinking that, actually. Is that going to be his team talk? I'm starting at centre forward. Who knows? But no, Locks, I think it is going to be about just what it's the clientele for Sunday, and obviously we're all debating it as well. So and it will be determined as well by any injuries coming back from the international break.
All right, okay. Listen, Fox has got a wee ditty to play for you. Get on mute, and then we'll get a caller coming in.
And they're off.
Hi, I'm Big Stevie.
Hi, I'm Southside from Rangers Radio.
As part of our club's 150-year celebrations, Rangers Radio are holding a charity race night on the 26th of March 2022 at the Rangers Club outside Ibrox Stadium.
Thanks to everyone who has contributed so far. There are still opportunities for businesses, supporters clubs and individuals to sponsor races and place advertisements within the event programme.
Listeners, including those unable to attend, can purchase tickets for our online Super 6 Races booze cruise to win a super selection of quality spirits provided by the Rangers Radio panellists.
For details how to take part in our Super 6 and how to purchase adverts in our race programme, please visit shop.RangersRadio.online.
Super 6 Races will also be screened live on Facebook. Any listeners wishing to become involved in our sponsorship should contact rangersradio@gmail.com.
All monies raised will go to the Emmy Smiley Charity Foundation, the Rangers Supporters Erskine Appeal and the Robert Mulholland Memorial Parade.
Meanwhile, it's Colonel John Summerbird in the red cap. As Signon has come to the outside. Signon coming flying on the grandstand side. Gio Conti on the inside. Summerbird is right there. This is unbelievable.
Oh dear, it's that bad. It's good day too.
It's no easy that.
I hear that trumpet, by the way, Ox. I hear that trumpet and I get a cold sweat. That's Mrs. Olbear's tune for a romantic evening.
Is it?
I say to myself, on starter's orders here, I'm off. For the first time I've been dragged out from under a bed with an ankle.
That bit would be finished before you. Right,
True.
where are we? Listen,
Cool.
the outtakes were brilliant, and maybe one day we might play them. And yours, Linda. Right.
Oh, that would be funny.
But if you've got a chance, look online, and it's slowly building up, and we appreciate everybody that's got involved so far. There's been some great donations and people try to help us out, but we're trying to make this a success for the three organisations, 2 charities and one the Rangers family, to make something easier for us. So it's nothing's gone for Rangers Radio. It's all for 2 charities, worthwhile charities, Erskine Rangers Supporters Erskine Appeal, and the Emmy Smiley Charity Foundation, which is a charity close to a lot of people in the Rangers family. And also we're in Big Stevie, who does the Robert Mulholland Memorial Parade to remember a boy of 16 years of age who passed away in the Ibrox disaster. So it's another story. It's part of the Rangers family. And talking about people who are nearly part of the Rangers family, we've been joined by Alex Kelly. How are we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Oxshire, Linda, Albert, and I believe Davy's there as well.
Young Davy's ways.
Yeah.
Evening, Alex.
Yeah, I thought I had to save Linda there. It sounds like a cocoon version of 3 Men and a Baby here tonight.
You'll be on the cocoon team then.
Dear. How we doing anyway?
We're all right, mate. Obviously, not heard for you. And just what's your thoughts? Is Sunday a priority for you? How you think the club are handling? Whatever you're thinking, Alex, just get off your chest. Lie down, get off your chest.
There's been a lot happening over the last week, and I think I'm over the shock of how quickly everything happened with Gerard and with Albert. I don't believe for a minute there that he only found out last Wednesday and then the deal's done on Thursday. I believe that's been happening for at least a couple of weeks anyway. But there's a wee bit of news breaking in Sky Sports tonight. Nothing confirmed by the club yet, but I would say announcement impending, and hopefully before Friday, because they don't want to spoil Walter's day as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just no. It's been a bit of a shock. I mean, Gerard, we hung on every word that he said, but see, to be honest with you, Gerard, I've been saying it a wee while. There's just something no right. You know, with his body language and how he's been short with some press people through this season with certain questions, you know, rather than just batting it off as he normally does. He's been a wee bit short with a couple of them, and that's very unlike him. So for me, there's something been rankling with him there in the background. And obviously, I think it might be some money worries. He wasn't
I wish I did money worries.
I know. Hey, he's worth 65 million, I believe. So he's not getting money's worries himself. But I think he wanted to improve the squad. and the money wasn't forthcoming for the board. So that's a wee concern, no matter who the new manager is that we bring in. I just hope that.
I don't think the trouble is, mate, I think managers always want more. And what's your priority? Keeping Glenn Kamara, selling him for 10 million, and try to bring in a Glenn Kamara. What would you rather do?
Aye, well, it's a burning question, isn't it? I think that we probably will have to sell to raise the funds for Gio. Want his own players in there. He want his own coaching staff. That's just natural. Gerrard will have his bond and have his favourites with certain players that maybe doesn't want to work with Gio if it is Gio. So that we're going to have a wee bit of transition now, but Sunday's massive. This is a marker for us, Oxford. We don't enter cups just to take part. We don't finish second to Neddy. We enter cups to win them, and this is a great opportunity for their players to go out there, wear that jersey, and put on a performance for that support.
Okay, I'll change it round. Would you give up Sunday's game to win the league? Get to the last 8 in a European competition, see where that takes you, and win the Scottish Cup?
Would I give up Sunday's game?
Aye.
I wouldn't give up any cup game. No, I wouldn't give up any cup game. I want a treble this year. That's what we're built on. Success.
We do trebles every year, do we?
No, we don't. We don't, but our history tells you we've done 7 of them. So we're good enough to add an 8th one, particularly in a time when Celtic dominated there and done 4 of them. I mean, that's unheard of in history as well.
Alec, never done 4. Come on now.
Aye, well, I know. They get cheated and awarded.
Aye, we had a chance to end that a couple of years ago at Hampden. We should have done that day. We should have. Well, I get your point about the cups, mate. I think we should have won a treble last year. We blew it, and arguably, albeit the coaching or the management team got it wrong with the team to pick for the cup ties.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. See, that's the trouble with the system we play, and what they didn't realise is that system is no conducive for good to win cups, because it's a more studied way of doing it, whereas cups is a up and at them job. No, I mean, it's anybody can win a cup game. You roll up the sleeves and try the hell off. I.e. St Johnstone, look what they've done. Just roll up the sleeves and get tore in. And we didn't realise that, because you look at the cup games, the Scouse are lost. Aberdeen, Hearts, you know what I mean, St Johnstone, and it was all, every one of the cup games that we lost was all just the team we were playing where sleeves are rolled up and they were wiring into us, and we were trying to play our studied football. Cup games are no like that. Some cup games are great. You play that football for the first 10-20 minutes and you're getting away with it. You can go in and win the game, but if it's a battle, you need to then just say, look, let's get this battle won first, then we'll play our football. But he never got that. He never understood that as a manager. I think he understood it as a player, but he didn't understand it as a manager, or he didn't know how to get the team to revert to a brawl. It was a sort of, oh no, we don't play that type of football. Well, sometimes you just have to play that type of football. It depends what you're up against. So, from that point of view, I don't think he's learned much.
Mm-hmm. Just to pick up on that, did they know of the type of players that could play that physical game?
You may be right, Alec. You may be right there, Paul.
Yeah. Because if you remember right, Hearts bullied us.
Aye.
A couple of years ago, Hearts bullied us.
You're right,
Motherwell bullied us.
If you think back to that Hearts game, I think Kent missed about 3 starters, didn't he? Defoe was playing up front because Alfie was laid back, and the things weren't looking too rosy in the garden. And I mean, I don't think many people thought that Stevie G would have completed 3 seasons then, that day, after that match, Linda.
Yeah, that's right, Ox. I remember he was interviewed on television, and he said that it was the worst he'd ever felt, and he was going to have to take, I think, some time to reflect. I remember that, and we were all wondering if he was going to walk away. But some of those cup games as well, he made changes, didn't he? You know, was it Zungu that he brought him in for the St Mirren game last year, and he made changes that he probably shouldn't have. He should have gone with his strongest team. And I hope that's what happens on Sunday as well. We need to put out our strongest team, obviously barring injuries, of course. But no, he didn't always get it right in the cup competitions. But can I just see, Alec, your point as well about the funds, Alec? I think that's something that we're going to have to live with, just as obviously because of the financial situation. But it's also a wee bit rich coming from Gerrard as well, because his team couldn't beat Malmo to get us into the the next qualifier for that. So anything.
By the way, Linda, we were 1-1 at Ibrox and playing 10 men, and we lost that second half 2-0. If we win that half, we're through against 10 men.
Absolutely, Ox. And we might not have beaten Ludogorets, but we certainly would have got more money as well. That would have been more funds to even get through to that next stage. Because I know, Alex, there's been a lot of people talking about, a lack of funds for them to spend, but that was a job that they had. They had a great chance of getting through with that group of players, and he failed in that regard.
I mean, the Hearts game, Alec, you're right, Alec. Alec, you're right with the Hearts game. After that Hearts game, he looked like he definitely looked like an under-9s coach after that game. You know what I mean? He really did, because he never had a clue, not a clue.
He's coming out with the same words as what he's saying to Aston Villa. Are you all in? Because I'm all in. It's like repetition there. I mean, how dare he question the Rangers support? Are we all in? We've been following this club all our life. We've followed them up and Breaking and Peterhead and Elgin and to the dregs as the Scottish football. How dare he question our support?
He's gone, mate. He's gone, and
I know.
He's gone, and I don't think.
It just makes you angry about it. That's all.
No point getting angry about it, mate. If he didn't want to be there, go. Simple for me. Go.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
If you actually go through if you take time to go through the balance sheet, Alex, I know it's quite. It's you can get it quite big English and you can read it. You can get it. It's quite a date proof, right?
I'll not be asking Andy Felice to decipher it for me. Put it that way.
He's a lovely guy, Andy, but he ain't the sharpest, is he?
Andy Kuntz's bottle of vodkas, that's about it.
He's good at balancing that, mate. He's good at balancing that. I don't know if he's forgave me for the email I sent him, but that was funny. But anyway, where are we? But when you actually look at the accounts and you look, right, okay, there was a 23 million deficit. We get that, we understand that, and that's no ideal. But we had £10 million of buys there and very little coming in. We were 17 million doing in match days. Because of what happened, the assets in my squad has been up because of where we are. We just get £4.5 million back in for the management team, who were on big money, mate. Where there's about £4 million doing in hospitality during the COVID. When you actually look at them, Linda, there was a lot of positivity there.
Yeah, and it's what we expected. I think it was just that stark figure, Ox. We maybe didn't think it would be as much as that in the 20 millions. But when you break that down like that, it is quite realistic, actually. And I think the fact that they're projecting that, in terms of the deficit, it's going to be dramatically reduced. I think it's 2023. And they're in year 7, they talk about this 10-year plan, and even setting aside the pandemic, they're where we want to be, and that gives you that makes it a lot better for me.
Yeah. Anyway, talking about guys who always make things a lot better. For me, we've been joined by the one and only Bob Gia. Evening, Bob Gia.
Evening, everyone. How are we doing?
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
All right, aye. Well, I'm led to believe with Sky Sports here. It's almost a done deal with Mr. Van Bronckhorst.
We're just waiting for the official notification, mate.
Waiting for confirmation.
She's just ordered a new cardboard cutout for eBay.
Oh, wonderful!
It's done.
Good. Is it done? Aye. The cardboard cutout.
It cost me a fortune.
I know. You couldn't get a cardboard cutout of me. It cost you an extra 40 quid for to get my nose in it. Oh, there you go.
I'm glad you said your nose, Bob.
I'm not telling you about another part of my anatomy, and it's all my feet.
I wish they would actually tell us before 10 at half 10, because she puts me down at half 10. So,
she puts you down at half 10.
Aye, I'm in my cot at half 10, by the way, with a side up.
I was going to tell us it put me down for 30 years. There you go. Aye. Anyway, what's been the topic of conversation tonight? Has it been Gio? Yeah.
League Cup, big game in
the League Cup.
Yeah.
I think it's been a long time since we won a cup, and you know, it's about time it was happening. And we've got the personnel there, and I think the onset, the new manager, and the new staff. This is doable, definitely doable. So let's get up for it on Sunday, and I think we will. And I think the new man will take care of it, maybe Monday. It's all speculation at the moment, but aye, it's looking good. I think we're getting, actually, this is no aside at Steven Gerrard. There's been enough with that. He's past tense, as I've said through the past couple of nights. But it's onwards and upwards with the new man, and I really believe that we're getting a better coach than Steven Gerrard was. So, onwards and upwards, Bears. Let's go for it on Sunday. And I think we'll win 2-0.
There you
that's
go.
My prediction.
Bob J. then Linda. Paul Bear then Linda.
I've just been there. We were Linda.
Young Bear.
All Bear then Linda.
Aye, I'm way Bob there. I definitely think we'll win on Sunday. Score-wise, I don't know what the score's going to be, but it's any victory will do me. You know me, mate. Any victory does me. But we're definitely going to be up for it on Sunday. I can't see any problem whatsoever. But we've turned the corner on form-wise, and I think we'll run out comfortable winners on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree with all Bear. I'm hoping that, as I said earlier, that the players are going to be right up for it. I don't think Hibs have had a game for about a month, Oxter, haven't they? They had a couple of games postponed, but it doesn't matter what they do. If we turn up and we play the way that we know that we can, I'm very confident that we'll get a result.
I agree. I mean, I know they've got 2 games in hand to us, but we've got double the points that Hibs have got in the league. Double.
Yeah.
And we're moaning.
What we need to do really is lock the spoon draw, isn't it? Lock the spoon draw and we'll beat them.
That was quite subtle there, quite subtle.
Oh.
Right, Bob J. Obviously, we've heard that Ruth might have a knock, but what's your team for Sunday, mate?
The team? Well, it'll be along the usual lines. McGregor, Tav, Barisic, if he's fit, but then again, I haven't got a problem with Bassey. Bassey's showed up well. And, let me think. I think Bakuna might get a start again, you know. Bakuna. And along the usual lines, okay? Along the usual lines, mate. My memory's getting worse, by the way, as you can probably tell. So, Hadji, Alfie, I would bring Alfie back in. And as I say, the names are escaping me at the moment. It's not been bloody long for I named a team. So, but along the usual lines, yeah.
All right, I don't think you're far away from that.
No, I don't think so.
Linda?
Yeah, I would agree. Bob J.
Yeah, the name's all coming back to me now, yeah. Sorry, Linda.
Richie Shearer, Calto.
I can do that, I can do that,
Bob J. We thought probably the team that started against Ross County might be given another goal.
Aye.
Because Albion and I kind of said the same team. But we don't know in terms of the guys coming back from international duty, if there's any injuries, etc. But they all should be absolutely buzzing to play in that game on Sunday.
Well, I see Sakala's done well in the international rep.
Yeah.
I quite like him, bizarrely. At first I was a bit, don't know, Albert, I don't know, but I just don't know. I think he's going to be a sort of cult hero,
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And the work rate the wee guy puts in is unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And that's Alfie for 2 years ago. Alfie needs to look at him and go, I need to put that work rate in. Alfie might be the better player, but he's not putting the work in. And that wee boy will beat him every time on work rate if he doesn't up his game. So, and by the way, I think he scored a hat trick there for his country, didn't he?
Aye,
he's on fire. The wee man's on fire. No, I can't see leaving him out. He's on fire.
Aye. Listen, we might have stumbled on a gem. You never know, Linda.
Yeah, and he plays with a smile on his face as well. It's a wee bit of a change for Alfie. I know Alfie smiles when he scores goals, but yeah, I saw the hat trick on you. Somebody posted it on not Facebook. It was on Twitter. Took his goals well, Albert. Desperate to do well for the club too. I don't think they'll play Morelos and Sakala together. I don't know. I'd swithered at maybe Kent, Morelos and Sakala up front, but I don't think it worked very well in Brøndby, Morelos and Sakala together, but maybe Hadji would come in.
We've not seen if Sakala can play in the right or no, but I think Alfie's through the middle if you play him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you play him, there's something about Sakala, I don't know why. Maybe it's just he takes a shot, man. I don't know, Davey. We're not trying to walk him and he's playing.
It's quite all right, but I mean, regarding players, he's got to put Bassey on that part. Barisic is not at races.
I would agree with you so far this year. I would say that Bonner's not been.
He's not at the races.
He's not been one of
the thing will run all night long. And I just don't think Barisic has been as fit as what he should be.
He's definitely. Let's be really honest about it, Albert. He's not. He had a run last season where he was excellent, and he's not hit the heights again, has he?
No, he's never near it, mate. For whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe an injury. Maybe like Kent, he's carrying wee niggly injuries. It might be that, but he's definitely not anywhere near the player he was last year. As I say, I don't know why, but at the moment, present form. I'm with Davey, you know what I mean? Bassey beats him in present form, hands down he beats him. There's no doubt about it. I said to you the other week, there's pluses and minuses for both players, and if you add them up, Big Bassey's got more pluses than Barisic has at the moment, definitely. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, he's more enthusiastic, he's harder. And he can cross the ball, maybe not as well as Barisic. That's his big weapon, Barisic. And when he's on his game and he puts the cross in, it is a lethal weapon we've got. But at the moment, he's not doing that. So for me, it's Barisic. It's Bassey, sorry. It's Bassey all day long.
Make your mind up.
I know. Two left backs with starting with B. It's not right. It's just not right. It's confusing.
I understand that rationale, but is it now Bassey's shot? Is that the thoughts, Linda?
Yeah, I think so. I would agree with Albert. I know Bassey we think is a bit raw and, sometimes defensively he's maybe been caught out, Ox, but I think that's something that we've seen an improvement in. And he gets himself into some good opportunities to have a shot as well. So I've been quite happy with Bassey, and he definitely keeps the shot for me, yeah.
I'm hearing it's Breton that Gio has been seen entering the country at Brixham Harbour, for the historians out there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Was he on a dinghy?
No, if you want to Google that, who arrived at Brixham Harbour.
On a jet ski.
There we go.
A dinghy,
Wasted, Linda. Totally wasted. I should look at your audience. I should look to him. Albert, Davey, Bob G. Just wasted. Just wasted.
I heard the first place he's got is McDonald's. He's got a McDonald's for a hearty meal.
I'll take the dog down the force and look for him coming up.
I'll tell you.
Look at this, Steve, by the way.
I'll tell you who Big Stevie for the drum would have got that gag right away.
Ox, you're wasted on this show.
Oh, I know.
What is audience, Linda, us three? You can give me a set of teeth between us.
I'll give you mine. I'll give you one of mine.
When they're on the studio, they have to pass the teeth around. It's frightening, Linda.
I know.
I better not give you mine. I've got a smile like a rock and damn hoosies. Right, okay. Right.
Oh, can I just say something about what we're talking about Kamara?
Yes, mate. Of course you can.
When we're talking about getting Dush, see if Rangers get offered 10 million You'd need to snatch that big time.
For Kamara?
If we get 10 million for him, for what we paid for him, no danger. And that takes 10 million off the debt right away.
I think, I'll be honest with you, I think you're selling Glenn Kamara short with his age and what he's doing in international football, his performances in Europe. And if it's an English club, I think you're looking at a higher fee than that. Just my personal view, Davey. I have been wrong before. I would agree with you.
I would agree with you, Ox, if he was playing in a better league, definitely. But he's not. 10 million to come out of Scotland, be a 10 million player. That's a lot of money. That's peanuts.
He's cut it, and he's cut it in Europe. He's performed internationally, getting great reviews. In a team that's what meant light and best and full of enthusiasm. He's a standout football player on show. The guy's got a lot of attributes to his game, and I think if we are going to sell him, and I hope we don't, but if he wants to go, the price is right, and it ain't £10 million for me, Linda, and then all better than Bob.
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's been quotes about a previous manager coming in for him in January, but I think he's worth more than that. And if we do sell him, there's got to be a big percentage sell-on clause as well in any deal too, Ox, I think. And you're spot on. It's the international stage as well that he's done it on that's going to be a massive one for us in terms of when we're negotiating any deal, I think.
Well, put it this way, I think Grealish is worth £100 million. If Kamara's worth 80, at least, because he does it in the international stage. He was saying he's done it in Europe, so he's done it against quality opposition. That's the thing we're all saying. It's not just Scotland, no. I mean, it's quality opposition he does it against. And I would say start the count at 15 anyway. We'll take it for 15 up. You know what I mean? I mean, all the Rangers haters will say we're all talking a lot of garbage, but come on, Pompidou Hips went for 20 odd million, so Kamara's a better player than him.
I mean, to be fair, that Grealish, mate, he's been scoring regular in the last couple of weeks, and he's no in betweeners, you know.
Aye, seen him in the paper today with him. Yeah, take your point out. Glenn Kamara's superb player. I mean, he's going to go down there. If your previous manager's coming up here, as he said, you're going to pay the going rate. The going rate down there is horrendous. No horrendous money. It's big money. As you say, the boy's done it in all the states. Done it for Rangers. He's done it in Europe. He's done it at international level. What's more to ask of the boy? If you're going to pay for him, you're going to pay top drawer. Because along the road, they've sold inferior players for top drawer. So we've got a top gen, a good gen on our hands. A really good recognised international player on our hands. Let's get top drawer for him. I'm sick of Rangers selling players short. We're going to sell our class acts. We're going to sell them for the going rate. And I reckon they could get about 15, 16 for Glenn Kamara. Not a problem, Tay.
Aye. I think we just... I get your rationale that people will come and go, and if Glenn wants to go and the money's right, he'll go with our blessing. I don't want to keep anybody that's not the club, but I think that 10 million, if he's going to that EPL, we're selling him short, mate. Davies fell off his seat.
No. I know where you're coming from, but you've still got to take a step back and look at where the league is. Look at Tierney. How much did Tierney go for?
25
million. Right. He's a young boy. He's not as old as what Kamara is. And they only get 25 million for him. Look at that boy that went down to the big centre that played against us. It was running away for years. Edwards. What did they get for him? 10 million.
I bet he didn't he was in the last few months of his contract. Yeah.
But still that was all they got. And I don't rate that guy at all. Don't rate him. Don't mean I don't rate him, but he wasn't worth 20 odd million.
Whatever they said they go, Dave, they never go. They've been known to tell a lie or two. There's no way they get that money for him. No way the end of his contract. Know what I mean?
Yeah, but we'll see. But we'll see, mate. I just think I think the point is that if somebody does want more players, and I think the deal's got to be right. You know, and we have to progress on.
Can I say, Doc?
Yes, mate, of course.
David, I take your point about the league, about the standard of the league, mate. You're absolutely right. We all know that. But Glenn Kamara's done it further than the SPL. He's done it in Europe, and he's done it in the World Cup. He's done it in the Euros. He's proved at top level, the boy. So if he's a top level player, we're wanting top level money. I'm sure you agree there, mate.
Oh, 100%. But the problem is they know we're skint. So, and if Gerrard comes in with all the rubbish he was saying about when he didn't want to lose.
Where did you get this? Where are you reading it? We're skint, Davy?
Well, we're not exactly flush, are we?
No, I know, but who is coming out of the global pandemic? I mean, there's Hearts yesterday. If they hadn't had a £4 million donation with their turnover, which is trivial compared to ours, they'd lost a lot more percentage-wise than we had, you know, with their loss. Our money's been covered with shares. We were £17 million down in just people turning up at the gate. We purchased £10 million worth of players that is worth more than what we paid for it. That's Hadji, Roof and maybe Itten. If we sold them, we might get minimum maybe 20 million, maybe for the three of them, maybe 15, I don't know. So that's 10, that's brought that in. We're 4 million down in hospitality, all due to COVID. If the accounts had been in normal trading circumstances, we'd have been announcing a small profit. So where is this myth that we're skint? Linda, help me out.
I think it's that headline figure, and I think that's what was branded about as we would expect in media, etc. And on social media, a lot of people have jumped on it. But I'm like you, Ox. That's what I've read, that we would have probably announced a small profit. And as I said earlier, they have said in their statement, comes with the accounts as well, that they expect to be in profit. I think it's the 22-23 year accounts that we should see that. So I know, Davey, it's that headline figure that maybe just that people jump on. But I do tend to think, like Ox, that we're in a lot better place than it actually looks, because a lot of it's down to the revenue we lost because of COVID.
Well said, Linda. There is not a club or an organisation or a business in the world hasn't suffered for the pandemic, and Rangers are not an exception. Where you get all these people in the media, banding figures about, like you say, they know nothing about the figures of the club. They just see a figure and they pick it in and think automatically, Rangers are going down the tube. No, they're not. Rangers, as you say, Linda, Rangers are in a far healthier financial situation and they've maybe been for a long, long time, and it'll only improve. And you watch. All you need to do, as you say, I'm not an economics expert, but all you need to do, we've got a couple of quality assets. Rangers, the difference is Rangers have got the assets around about the park, the saleable assets around about the park.
That we never had before. We never had before.
No.
We might have suffered a wee bit more than most clubs because we do fill our stadiums. We fill our stadiums, but other ones don't fill their stadiums, so they didn't lose that much anyway. You know what I mean? So that might be a wee bit a shock to the system. But I agree with Linda. She's spot on. We're not in any financial difficulties that they're all trying to make out with. And I dropped a £5 in this morning as well, so that'll sort it out and all. You know what I mean? That helps.
Listen, if you're going to have a £5 you have a go and try you win all that drink.
I didn't say with my £5, did I? I fun it.
Sorry. Right, okay, right. Right, I'm going to think Sunday. Bob just seems to... Albert's fell out. He's not lost another £5, Linda. He'll be in morning.
I know. Is Alex Kelly still with us?
Aye, he's still there. Alex is still there, isn't he?
Aye.
Sorry, Alex.
He's keeping in the corner, Linda.
Sorry, Alex. Sorry, mate. Aye, so you've got to look at the whole picture. I get it, the headline figure, Davy's right, the headline figure in the accounts is we're trading. The money we brought in was this less, but when you actually look at it, in normal circumstances, this is the real. This is what this would have took. This is what that have took, and there's a lot of positivity in there behind the headline. AK.
Who's that to? Me. Right.
Aye.
Aye, listen, I get that. The only concerns that I've got is, and Gerrard expressed them myself, he hasn't spent a penny in the last year. It's all been free transfers that he's been having to deal with. It was well noted that he wanted Joey Veerman at the start of the season for $8 million. Obviously, we didn't have that in the coffers, so he had to work with Sakala, Lundstrom and Bakuna. So that's just where I think the alarm bells started ringing for a lot of the support. But listen, it's done by now, as you say. We dust ourselves down, we look forward. This Geo thing seems to be in the pipeline to get announced.
Any time now, I think.
What I was going to say is Bob Jer suggested he comes in on Monday. No, I want him in right away. I want him in there in that dressing room.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because what a boost that is for our support, and what a boost that is for their players when they've got a leader in that dressing room again instead of their B-team squad. And I've got a wee team if you want it quickly before we.
Well, I've been sent a text message. I've been sent a text message from Mr. D Park. Ox, do you know anywhere I can get a white horse for tomorrow? Right,
yes.
I'll say Ox.
Right, I'll see if I can sort that one out. I suppose we can always buy one. What are you doing tomorrow, Albert? You get any old white one?
I'm a white donkey. I'm no horse.
Right. On you go, AK. That was your team. Sorry, mate. I had to come in with
a team, right? Never. I'll have McGregor in goals, Tavernier, Balogun, Golson, and Bassey. I'm bringing Davis and Arfield back with Aribo. I'm going Hadji, Sakala, and Kent up front, and I'm putting Arfield in there to do a Jobo and Scott Allen. He was their main man against us at Ibrox before they'd been doing 10 men. Put Arfield on him, take him out the game, and let our Kent run right with him. That's my thinking.
You were doing awful so well then up till you got to the front three. All right, we've reached that time of the evening, and I'd like to thank you, AK, for taking the time to join us. It's always good to have you on. Davey, you've got a bug for us, haven't you?
No, it's a great show. It's fantastic. The points are great. That's all you can ask for. And
cheers, mate. You look after yourself, mate. You look after yourself.
Great show. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bob Jer, always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure, mate.
Oh, me too. My memory's come back, by the way. Right, then you're fine.
Right. I didn't doubt it for a minute, mate. I didn't doubt it for a minute. Speak to you soon, Bob Jer. Cheers, mate. Over to you, Albert.
Aye, great night, guys. I'd like to thank Linda, my fellow panellist, and wish everybody all the best out there and keep it going for the Rangers, as old Bridgeman would say.
Yeah. Over to you, Linda.
Yeah, great show, Oxter. Enjoyed being on. Thanks to Albert too. Great chat as usual. Good banter. And let's just hope there's an announcement coming soon.
Yeah. Thanks to the boys that's joined us, Bob Jer, Davey, and I missed it. Who have I missed? I missed somebody out. Oh, Robert that joined us earlier on for Canada, back in for Canada. And AK, the one and only AK. Thanks to Albert and Linda for helping us out on the show. We'll be back tomorrow night. Bridgeman will be back. And if there's an announcement, the show will just take arms and legs. Stay safe. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8, between 8 and 10. And you never know on Rangers Radio if something was to break. There might be a special. You never know. Take it away. Old school boy.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard, we're followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. Oh, Scotland's gallant few, who times they have been hard, will follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands at Ibrox Park. Whoa.